Howdy, folks. I'm a super bouncy rubber ball.
I'm Amber.
And here's some major bouncing action. I don't know. That really didn't come out well at all. Alright, folks. Our first letter is titled, Am I the jerk for leaving my husband alone with the kids for 2 days? I'm a 24-year-old female, and I have 2 sets of twins. First set are 5-year-old boys, and the second set are 3-year-old girls. My husband is a 27-year-old, and he always complains that the house isn't up to his standards, and that it's a mess, or that I sometimes put on frozen meals instead of cooking a fresh dinner. It's super irritating because I'm expected to do just about everything because I work from home, and he thinks that I have it easier than his job, which is physical labor. I can never do anything because when he has time off, all he wants to do is sleep and says that he needs to because he is exhausted from work, or he wants to use his break to hang out with his friends. So basically, all the chores are usually thrown on me, and I had enough of it. And it came up to show when my friends called me to hang out and when I asked my husband to watch them so I can go. He went on a rant about how he's tired and he's been working all week, and the least I could do is watch the children so that he could get some rest because I'm home all day with easy work. So I decided that after I put the children to sleep that night, that I was going to leave a note saying that I'll be out and just to leave and have a night out with the girls, which ended up turning into a weekend out with the girls. When the morning came, he was calling and texting me nonstop, and when I answered, he was yelling at me and cursing me out, and when my friends overheard the conversation, they were shocked and they hung up the phone for me and told me to mute it. I didn't have any plans to stay longer than that night, but when my friends overheard how my husband spoke to me, they convinced me to stay and even told me that they'd take me out to eat and planned a whole day for me. When I got back to the place, it was a complete and total mess, like piles of dishes, garbage all over the place, the floors were sticky, there was pee all over the toilet, and the place just smelled awful. My husband, of course, was angry, and he had a suitcase already packed and barely said 2 words to me, and just left and texted me saying that he'll be staying at his mom's. Good riddance. Now I feel horrible because clearly he couldn't handle taking care of the kids for this long by himself, and I feel like a jerk and don't want this to ruin my marriage. Do you all think that I'm a jerk for the way that I acted? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. Opie seems like someone who's just at her limit. The way her husband is treating her is despicable. Like, I get he has a hard job, but she is working as well and raising 4 kiddos, 5 and under, and taking care of the house. Like, the list never ends. I honestly, Opie, you're probably better off without him.
Yeah, I mean, at least if you two were divorced, then visitation rights would allow you to have a weekend off at least every once in a while. And then at least he would be required to take care of the kids on a semi-regular basis. As it stands right now, he's just walking all over you.
Yeah, and he won't be there screaming at you about how the house is messy or this or that. Like, you can, do your own thing. Like, he's just being an absolute very bad person right now.
And I guarantee that you'll have fewer messes to clean up without him around. Because it seems like he's the one who's causing a lot of messes, and he's the one who's demanding certain dinners, and he's just probably causing you a lot of additional stress that you just don't need, OP. So I would recommend that if you want to salvage this relationship, that he needs to go into therapy at the very minimum. But I don't know that this is a relationship that really is worth salvaging.
And, listen to your friends here. They have your best interests at heart. There's a reason why they didn't let you go home, and it's because they could see that what your husband is doing is not right, and he should be an equal partner.
Yeah. He's just not pulling his weight. This is not a fair situation. You are getting the short end of the stick. Take care, and good luck. And Dora the Urban Explorer says, not the jerk, but honey, ruin this marriage. You work full-time take care of 4 kids under 6, cook and keep the house clean full time. He expects to come home to a home-cooked meal, sleep when he gets home, hangs out with his friends. This is not a marriage, it's a joke. He is providing you zero support and then whining when asked for any help at all, or when things aren't perfect. It doesn't matter if your job is easier or not. It's probably not easier, it's just different. He's not entitled to mooch off of you. Honey, forget this. You can do it all on your own. Alright folks, our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for leaving my friend's party after they expected their guests to pay for drinks? This past weekend, my wife, a 41-year-old female, and I, a 42-year-old male, attended one of my friend's parties that I was invited to. For context, my friend, a 42-year-old male, and his girlfriend, a 48-year-old female, and their 2 friends, also mid-40s, male and female, were hosting this party, the 4 of them together. A few weeks ago, when I received the invitation, I realized that it said something along the lines of, please be prepared to purchase your own drinks. Didn't think much of it at the time of considering, I just thought that they were hiring a bartender or something like that. But fast forward to the day of the party. I arrive with my wife, and it's my friend and his girlfriend standing behind the kitchen counter that they were using as their bar and making/charging the guests for drinks. Now, I was confused for a reason. One, the fact was that this party was at my friend's house. It's not like it was at an event space or something where this would be normal, in my opinion. 2, there was no bartender that they hired or anything like that. It was literally the 2 of the 4 of them standing in the kitchen at the time making drinks for people and then charging them accordingly. Drinks were all under $10. Now, I don't know if this is actually a common thing, but I have never in my 42 years of living been to a party at a friend's house where the hosts are charging you themselves for drinks. I've had multiple parties over the years that I have had invited my friends and his girlfriend to, in which they have attended, and I've never charged anyone for drinks, ever. And I've always bought all the drinks myself and had an open bar type of situation, where my guests can make their own drinks. I even had a proper bartender once, and still no one was charged. It was an open bar. I honestly felt like my friend and his girlfriend and their friends were all trying to make a quick buck off their guests who attended, clearly to cover the costs of the drinks. Which, yeah, I understand that booze isn't cheap these days, but we're talking about splitting the cost of whatever they bought between 4 people. Like, in my opinion, if you can't afford to supply drinks at your party, why are you having a party in the first place? This also wasn't for a charity or anything. The money made off the drinks was just for them to split. My wife and I bought a drink each, stayed for about an hour or so, and then said our goodbyes. When we were leaving, my friends asked why we didn't have that much to drink, and I told them that I think it's ridiculous that they're charging their close friends for drinks. He called me cheap and an unsupportive friend. I also told him that I'm not. If the charging of the drinks was for a good cause, like profits go to charity or something, of course I'd buy drinks. I told him that I find the fact that they are charging for drinks and keeping the money for themselves ridiculous, and taking advantage of their friends. Anyways, now my friends and his girlfriend are butthurt about this and have been calling me a jerk to our mutual friends. Am I the jerk here? And some edits. For any of those wondering, after reading these comments, my wife and I have decided to exclude my friend and his girlfriend from any future parties. I've blocked my friend and his girlfriend as well. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. I mean, OP was didn't even complain at the party. They went to the event. They even bought a drink. But then the friend's like, why aren't you buying more drinks? That is beyond tacky. You might as well just be like, why don't you empty your wallets for me? I understand that it costs money to host a party, but at the same time, it's generally assumed that you're paying, unless there's explicit things on the, I mean, I guess I said that you'd have to pay for drinks, but still, they then hound people and be like, you need to buy more drinks.
Well, I think in a lot of cases where people go to these kinds of parties, at least the ones that I've been to in the past, is that everyone brings their own kind of alcohol. And if you do it that way, then basically it kind of eliminates the problems of, one person being taxed with all of the purchasers or something like that. And good guests, they'll bring their own alcohol and for other people to share. And so people will end up sharing and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that is a much better course of action than basically doing what the friends did here. You shouldn't really expect your friends to purchase the drinks unless you are all chipping in together to buy alcohol and just saying, hey, if you don't mind chipping in like $10 or something like that. And I think that is a reasonable thing at that point in time, just to cover the cost of drinks, because I guess in this economy, it's been a long time since I've had alcohol, so I haven't purchased alcohol in a very long time, but I guess nowadays it's pretty expensive. I do not know how much it costs to drink.
That makes two of us.
So I don't think OP's in the wrong, though. I think that they're, if anyone, being the cheap people. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she's got a joke.
What asks no questions but requires many answers?
The OP from the first, well, not the OP, but the OP's husband from the first post.
No, he asks all kinds of questions. Why isn't my dinner done? Why isn't the house clean?
So I'm actually a little stumped on this one. What is it?
A doorbell.
Oh. A doorbell.
You gotta
No,
answer the
I mean,
door.
I got the joke. I got the joke.
You just look so like, I don't buy this.
I got the joke. I got the joke. I don't like the joke. Let me know what you folks think. Good joke, bad joke, or is it on the order of jovial Bobstein jokes? Dinosaur book, I expected better out of you. And I have Earl Grey. It's a great joke. I'm bitter. This is what this is. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Tuesday, spelled TWO. Amber, what's the moral of the story? And please, please have it involve one ring of a doorbell.
If OP in the first story's husband comes back, she should answer the doorbell if it rings long enough to hand him his things.
Oh, that was well done. I like that. I like that. Well done. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.